We are back yet again with one of my favorite videos to make, and I previously did another video on Represent for my Black Friday pickups, and we are back here to check out what I picked up from Buxton during their Black Friday sale. Now, this was really my first time picking up a few items from Buxton during their Black Friday sale, and I'm gonna say, they had some great deals. Now, before we delve into this video and check out a few of the items which I picked up, with one of it being on my body, and of course, you've got another 4 items sitting right here, I do want to get into my actual sizing. So in terms of sizing references, just so you can know how everything fits on my body as I try it on, I am 183 centimeters tall. I am 6 foot, and I do come in at 87 kilos, meaning yes, I've gained a few kilos over the last few months. It's Christmas season after all. That being said, I do want to delve straight into the item which I'm wearing now, and that is the 1992 Buxton distressed hoodie. Now, as you can see on body, I feel like this one looks pretty sick. This was arguably the one that I was most excited for picking up. Now, as you can see, completely distressed throughout the hood, all around the upper hood there. You've got that paint splatter effect throughout. Heavy distressing. You've got these big rips towards the actual sleeve region there, as you can see. And you've also just got this beautiful faded blue throughout. I also love the simplicity of the design here. You've just got the Buxton with the 1992 there. You got the star. You've also got that on the back, as you can see here. Love the way that this one fits. So once again, everything is a size large. I'm 183 centimeters tall, coming in at 6 feet tall, 87 kilos once again. And this one, by far, I am in love with. Now, I just want to quickly mention the actual quality of this garment. It's quite heavy, but it's super soft, and overall, I love the sizing on this. I feel like it fits a little bit boxy, a little bit cropped at the waist, and overall, I love this hoodie. I don't have anything like this in my collection in terms of that sort of vintage faded effect, and overall, I love this. Blue is one of my favorite colors. I've got blue and green right up there as my top tier favorite colors. Definitely blue a little bit edging towards my favorite. Overall, love this piece. Definitely will be keeping this one. But let's get into another blue piece. Let's keep the blue theme going. We're going to check out the blue zip up hoodie. Now, straight from the get-go, this one, I love the look of. However, one thing that was a little bit disappointing, and honestly, it's more so on me. I could probably tell online, but I was just being a little bit hopeful, is as you can see, right from the color, it is a little bit different to the one I'm wearing. So it's less of like a faded sort of baby blue, a little bit of a light cobalt. This one's a lot more of a darker cobalt. Again, you have got this washed effect throughout, and I do think it looks great. If anything, let's try it on, make sure it actually matches what I'm talking about here. Let's just get it on. Okay, and chucking this bad boy on, you can see from the get-go, it's still mimicking that sort of boxy, oversized, a little bit cropped in the body fit. Love that about this piece. And I will say, I haven't picked up a Buxton hoodie in like a year or two since their original sort of warm-up blew up. And yeah, those hoodies were alright, but they were nothing really I felt that was special. I didn't really see the hype. However, putting these pieces on my body, man, the quality on these pieces, you're really getting that super soft cotton, but you're also getting it in a heavy nature, and it's very structured. And as you can see on the body, great fit overall, very similar to the last hoodie. And I love the structure of this piece. Personally, for me, I don't know about you guys out there, I actually find it quite difficult to find zip-up hoodies that maintain the structure and sort of don't like drape when they're undone. And this one maintains its structure both when it's zipped up, as you can see right now, and whilst it's unzipped. So just taking it off, I just zipped it up, but as you can see, it just maintains its structure overall. It looks great, it fits well. Now this one, again, is coming in a bit of a darker, deeper blue. Of course, it's still got that fading throughout, which I do like. However, I think because I love the other blue so much, it's a bit hard for me to love this hoodie as much as I would like to. I will say, I love the feature of the double zips on this one, because I do like to have like a little bit of a undone zip there towards the bottom. Anyways, moving out of that one, as you can see, distressed, got that deeper blue throughout. I do really like this item. I think it's super sick. Once again, great fit overall. As you can see, it just fits, hugs the body where you want it to. And strictly as a rule of thumb, I think I'm only going to pick up my zip-up hoodies from Buxton now, because the way this is structured, the way it fits, 10 out of 10, love it. Just again, the color sort of dragging me away. However, I will mention a detail that I do like on this one. It's a little bit inconvenient, but it's also a detail I like. And that is the fact that you haven't got any kangaroo pocket here. The whole point of it is that the kangaroo pocket is removed, so you can get that fading there. So it's sort of washed out, faded. And then where the kangaroo pocket would be, of course, is the actual blue there where it has been removed. I do like it. I think it's a nice distinct detail. You've got a bit of distressing around where the kangaroo pocket was. However, I I keep doing this, and that's just habit. I mean, you gotta get used to it, but I'm just trying to do this constantly. I can't do it. I wish I had some secret side pockets or something, but I'm just really being super picky now. I love this piece. Okay, I'm just gonna admit it. I'm gonna keep this piece. I think this is... But let's keep moving here. A piece that I will say I picked this one up on a whim. However, oddly enough, it's up there with one of my favorite pieces that I picked up. Now, this one was, again, another 1992 distressed, washed out hoodie. You have this pink. Now, pink color that I typically would not be picking up, just for the fact that, you know, I feel like pink can come off a bit girly, a bit feminine, but I think this one is really pulled off well. As you can see, you've got that 1992 branding on the front there with the Cole Buxton and the star, and then on the back, once again, you've got that branding. But I feel like the best way to show you is, of course, to throw it on. So let's throw this piece on. Okay, and that is the pink hoodie there. As you can see, distressing throughout. You do have a light fade throughout. However, compared to the actual blue hoodie, as you can see here, where you can notice that sort of sun fading effect throughout, just gives it a little bit more dimension to the piece. I feel like you don't really get that with the pink one, and that's just purely because of the color itself. I can tell there's some darker areas, some lighter areas in terms of the pink, but compared to the blue, it's not as noticeable, which is sort of deterring me a little bit. But in comparison to the blue hoodie, whilst I do love the distressing and the washed out effect on this one, I will say when it comes to the paint splatter, as you can see, it's just got a sort of thrown on paint splatter effect. You've got a bit more of a line effect in terms of the actual paint detailing, which to me, I might have my mind in the gutter, but I feel like you know what I'm saying in terms of what it can look like. However, with the pink one, you do have that sort of paint splatter effect throughout, though as you can see, it's just more of a dotted effect, which I think it looks a little bit more tasteful. Yes, maybe the blue one's a little bit more accurate in terms of what paint splatter would look like. However, I just like that this one, it's not so splattered in terms of like lines throughout. I think it just looks a little bit more clean for that reason. So I do love this piece as well. I just don't, man, do I keep a pink hoodie? I just don't know how much I'm going to actually wear it, because I don't typically wear colors like this out there. However, putting it on, I feel like it looks pretty sick, at least to myself. And for someone who doesn't like pink in general, to be wearing a pink hoodie, which I feel like also matches my vibe, but also keeping that pink colorway going, yeah, this one's a maybe. This one's a maybe. I might be keeping it. Anyways, once again, just quickly having a look at the details. You've got the distressing on the cuff there. Looking at the hood there, you've got that distressing effect all throughout the hood, which I think looks great. Again, print on the back, light fading throughout. Distressing, more paint splatter on the back, which I like. Super unique piece, definitely a piece that I am honestly in love with. I wish I also got the black hoodie in this 1992 variant. However, I sort of held off, and unfortunately it's sold out now, and this is the part where I get the big regrets on. Anyways, let's move into our last hoodie, and this one I thought was just going to be a good basic black hoodie to just throw on. And as you can see, it's another distressed, removed kangaroo pocket hoodie. Really love the look of this one. I thought, I mean, black hoodies, you can't really go wrong. But honestly, in comparison to the colored hoodies, it's kind of hard to stick out with just a black hoodie. Anyways, let's throw it on. All right, and black hoodie is coming on, and man, we're going through all the colors of the rainbow here, ending off with the darkest one of them all, of course, that being the black. As you can see, super simple black hoodie. Once again, I love the fit of these, but I also love the quality. They feel great on your body, and that is something to mention, because when you're wearing a hoodie, you want it to be comfortable, cozy, and you're not really sacrificing any of that with these pieces. Whilst they hit the design elements, they also hit that basic utilitarian function of what a hoodie is, and that is just be comfy, something you can throw on. And it just fits, it just works. I mean, a black hoodie as well. This one's super wearable, and because it's so basic and so wearable on the daily, comparing it to the other hoodies is a little bit difficult, especially because, I mean, look at the colorways we've got. We've got that beautiful pink there, which again is an odd one, but I'm falling in love with it. And then you've got my favorite one, definitely has to be that blue, because look at that washed out faded blue. And then I'm going to throw on a black hoodie and try and compare it to those hoodies. Then of course, got the deep blue. It's a little bit hard to compare. Once again, removed kangaroo pocket, so it's a little bit confusing for me. I want to go like this. I feel like I can get used to that. I'm just being a little bit of a suka crybaby. And then again, you've got that faded effects throughout, going down to where the kangaroo pocket is, where it has been removed again, meaning it's a lot more dark. But that black region there with the sort of faded out effect to the gray there. This one, it's very subtle in terms of the fading, which I don't mind. However, I probably would have liked a little bit more of a contrast. However, yes, it is a lot more wearable, but I just feel like for what I was looking for, I wanted a little bit more of a faded effect. I do really like this gray one, which I had on the website, which was for some reason not discounted as much as the other hoodies. Probably because it looks that good, and I really do like that one. I probably should have picked up that one. How about this one? Yeah, I honestly don't know if I'll be keeping this one, just for the reason that I've got a lot of black hoodies. Again, I just picked up the initial hoodie from Represent, which is in my previous video, and I'm not trying to compare brands. I feel like a lot of people get hooked up on just going for one brand or the other in terms of Buxton and Represent, because they're both UK-based brands. However, I would say you can wear both brands, guys. It's not a big deal. But I am saying I just picked up this black hoodie. I think I just prefer the all-black hoodie in comparison to this washed-out effect. I do have a few washed-out hoodies in my rotation, but in saying that, I love the fit. It's so comfortable, it's so cozy. I might just have to keep it, which I didn't want to keep everything because financially it'd be better to send at least one of these things home. However, Buxton is nailing it once again. Just doing a little 180 for you. As you can see, back piece there, slightly faded as well. A little bit cropped, a little bit more boxy towards. And again, you've got that beautiful distressing at the sleeve, which I'm a big fan of. And that just gives it a little bit more dimension in terms of the piece, which, yeah, overall, I think this is a great piece. And let's move on to our final item, which isn't a hoodie. We're moving away from the hoodies, thank God. We're looking at one more final piece, which is the denim jacket in this distressed, beautiful vintage blue colorway. So let's throw this baby on. Now, I don't know if it's because I'm just getting a little bit chunky, but I don't know how this fits in terms of what I was after. I think it fits great on body. I think it looks sick overall. You've got two side pockets, super comfortable. Again, I need those pocket space, especially when I'm just standing around, so I don't look so awkward. I do love the look of this one. Of course, you've got the stressing throughout the actual body of this piece, which I really like. As you can see above the pocket there, you have also got some distressing on the back. I feel like they've been very tasteful in terms of the distressing they've done on this piece. Really, really like this one. I'm so picky in terms of what I want to keep, and I do have like 2 denim jackets in my rotation. However, I just love the look of this one in terms of the wash and the distressing, which I don't really have in my rotation in terms of like a distressed denim jacket. A little bit on the fence about keeping this one, not too sure. I'm gonna have to pretty much compare it to the other denim jackets I have, but I'm probably leaning a little bit more towards the keep because it was a great price for one, and also it's a great fit. Once again, I feel like I'm just convincing myself to keep it, which I probably am leaning a little bit more towards that keep right now. This is a really nice piece, especially with a white tee underneath. You can't go wrong. You can dress this up, dress it down, maybe throw a hoodie underneath. Actually, let's try that on real quick. And you already know I was gonna try it on with the blue hoodie. It's my favorite after all. Blue on blue, that's a look, right? Okay, and what do we think? I feel like this honestly kind of works with that sort of faded blue with the washed out denim jacket. This is just super sick. Okay, I've done it. I've convinced myself to keep the jacket. Jacket definitely staying, washed out hoodie definitely staying. A few other pieces to debate, but I hope you guys enjoyed this regardless. I feel like I just wanted to bust out a few Buxton pieces, try them on. I was super excited to get it in for the Black Friday sale. Might be looking at going back and buying some more stuff. Financially, probably not the best decision, but Black Friday, it is the time to spend. So, enjoy yourself, go pick up some items for yourself. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to drop a like down below. It is the best way of you letting me know that you guys enjoying the content and want to see more from me in the future. I'm back on the grind, I'm back on posting, and I'm really enjoying just talking to you guys, seeing what you guys are interested in, and honestly just trying on a bunch of clothes and talking about the stuff that I'm passionate with. With that being said, I'm off to undress because I am boiling. Once again, I do live in Australia, so it's hot, and I'm wearing a hoodie and a jacket, and it's currently 38 degrees outside, so yeah, I'm getting out of this. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope to see you in the next video. See ya.